triangulating and poll testing our positions because we're worried about what Mitt or Rudy or Fred or Tom or whoever they send at us might say about us, just won't do. Not this time, not in this election. If we are serious about winning this election, then we can't live in fear of losing it. Now, I want everybody's vote. I want Democrats, Independents, Republicans, Green, Libertarian. I want everybody. But I'm a proud Democrat. The reason I'm a Democrat is when I think about our party of Jefferson and Jackson and Roosevelt and Kennedy, we are at our best when we lead not with polls, but with principles. When we lead not with calculation, but with conviction. When we summon an entire nation around a common purpose, a higher purpose. And I am running to be president because that's the kind of party that America needs right now. A party that's not timid, a party that's bold, a party that is not just offering a difference in policies, but offering a difference in leadership. A party that's not just focused on how to win, but why we should. A party that's offering change we can believe in. That's why I'm running to be president of the United States of America. You know, one of the best trips that I've had on this campaign so far, the trip I took to Oakland, California, the Service Employees International Union, SEIU, had organized every presidential candidate to spend a day walking in the shoes of one of their members. So I woke up at 5 a.m. in Oakland and I went to the home of a 61-year-old home care worker named Pauline Beck. And she was already up fixing breakfast for 2 foster children who she had taken in because they don't have families of their own. And after getting them ready for school, we went over to the home of a 86-year-old amputee named John Thornton. He lives in a dilapidated house in a poor neighborhood in Oakland. And Ms. Beck looks after him every single day. That's her job. And so that morning I did her job. Helped him get out of his bed into a wheelchair, helped him get dressed, fixed him breakfast, cleaned the sheets and the dirty laundry, scrubbed the floors, cleaned the house. My wife couldn't believe it when she heard that I'd done all this. I had to show her the video. But, you know, working alongside this woman, listening to her, you know, talk about the hardships of her life, without a trace of self-pity, just glad to be of some service to somebody, but also hoping maybe for a little more pay to look after those foster kids. Hoping that maybe she could have a little more security in her retirement. Hoping maybe for a day off once in a while, because she can't take a day off. She can't afford a day off. She gets paid by the hour. I was reminded of why I got into public service over 2 decades ago as a community organizer, helping steel workers who had lost their jobs get back on their feet, helping neighborhoods that had deteriorated find an anchor in this new economy. Because there are millions of people all across the country, all across Washington. Many of you are here today. You're having a tough time. Now, you don't expect government to solve all your problems. You're proud, and you know you've got to do it on your own. You're doing the right thing. You're looking after your family. But you know, what people do expect is that if they're able and willing to work, they should be able to find a job that pays a living wage. They believe that you shouldn't be bankrupt when you get sick. That you should be able to send your kids to college even if you're not rich. That you should be able to retire with some dignity and some respect. They don't want their nation hated because they're proud of their country. They don't understand what's happened around the world. And the problem that Ms. Beck and so many millions of others feel is that nobody in Washington's listening. They don't get a sense that anybody's paying attention. And they're right. And that's why I'm running to be president of the United States, because I want Ms. Beck, I want you, I want millions of people across the country to be heard in Washington. So I'm running for president to let the corporate lobbyists know that their days of setting the agenda in Washington is over. They have not funded my campaign. They will not work in my White House. They will not drown out the voices of the American people when I'm president of the United States of America. That's why I'm in it. I'm in this race to start taking tax breaks away from companies that ship jobs overseas, put them in the pockets of hardworking Americans right here in the United States. I'm here to start having advocates for Main Street, just not advocates for Wall Street when it comes to our economic policy. I won't be raising the minimum wage every 10 years. We're going to be raising it to keep pace with inflation, because I believe if you work, you shouldn't be poor. There shouldn't be a term called the working poor. That's why I'm in this race. I'm in this race because I'm tired of talking about the outrage of 47 million people without health insurance. I want to start doing something about it. And this is personal for me. My mother died when she was 53 years old. Died of ovarian cancer, and that's tragic enough. She didn't know her grandchildren. And she loved children. But you know what was also tragic was in the last months of her life, she wasn't spending time thinking about how to get well. She was reading insurance forms because she had just taken a new job when she got sick, and the insurance companies were saying maybe this is a pre-existing condition so we don't have to pay your medical bills. That's how I felt. So I know what it's like to see I know what it's like to see a loved one suffer, not just because they're sick, but because of a broken healthcare system. And that's why I've put forward a plan that says every American can get healthcare that is as good as the healthcare that I have as a member of Congress. And that we're not going to wait 20 years from now to do it, or 10 years from now to do it. We will do it by the end of my first term as President of the United States of America. That's a commitment I'm making to the American people. That's why I'm in it. I am in this race to make sure that every single American child has the best education we have to offer, from the day they're born till the day they graduate from college. We know what to do. We know what to do to fix our schools. If we invest in early childhood education, we can close the achievement gap. I'll be a president who doesn't just talk about how great teachers are. I want to reward them for their greatness by giving them higher salaries and providing them more support, making sure we're not just teaching to the test, but providing the art and music and those things that make an education worthwhile. And I don't know about you, but I think it's about time we make college affordable and accessible to every single American. We're a wealthy nation. We can afford to do it. That's why I'm in it.